This is my old tape deck, and I use this a lot when I want to infuse some tape saturation, tape hiss, cassette sound into one of my tracks. And today we're going to check out if Tapewave from Wave Alchemy is the plugin that can replace my old tape deck. Okay, here we are inside the DAW. I'm using Cubase 11 on a PC for this. And this song was originally written by me for a musical, which was about a robot chasing past experiences. So when you hear my voice here on the track, eventually it's heavily auto-tuned or vocoded, and that's intentional. It was not meant to be a authentic 80s sounding track. It was about having a sort of modern take with a 80s twist or feel to it all. But for this 2024 remake or remix, I want to go for a much more lo-fi home tape deck type of sound to the overall mix. So this will be a great way to check out this new plugin from Wave Alchemy called Tapewave. If you're interested in the song, I'll leave a link for you in the video description so you can check it out on my Bandcamp afterwards. Let me play you a little of the song first without anything on the master output, so you'll have a reference point. If you just want to skip ahead, you can do so using the chapter markers. Okay, let's go. Let's rewind everything, pun intended, and check out the Tapewave plugin here. So I'll go straight to the stereo out, and I have my inserts muted. So let's fire up Tapewave. I'm using a beta version here, but when you're watching this video, the full version will be out with some minor enhancements, I will assume. And here it is. I've already made a in my opinion, nice preset for this particular track. You have some hiss on or off. You can play with the inputs and outputs, the levels here. And you can even see the cassette deck is playing at the moment. I appreciate that little TBK here. I guess a lot of you guys will see the reference here. And below that, where you'd usually find the play, rewind, stop buttons on a real tape deck, you now have different types of styles. Studio, dirty, home, old, dark, lo-fi, etc. I'll go through them all so you can check them out in a minute by your ears. You can monitor your levels here, and below that you can play with the depth of the wow and flutter. You can set that in percentages, and wow and flutter are basically the same thing. These are irregularities in tape speed or the motion, and it's measured in frequency. That's why you have a rate fader here. So you can set the irregularities in terms of speed, or how much you want this to affect the overall sound. Way up, this will be very nasty, but in a smaller percentage, this can be a great way of enhancing and making the overall sound like it's actually coming out of an old tape recorder or tape player with broken motor or motor slowly going bust. You can set the age here, I see. You can drive everything. I assume this will be a sort of saturation type of knob. You also have a inbuilt compressor or limiter here. I had an old Akai deck which had a similar thing, a sort of auto level compensation. And you can also change the drift here. So how does it all sound? Well, let's check it out. Let's play from the beginning and play with the settings.
Cause I need you more. That's why I'm staying on track. And when I look into your white-green eyes, I realize you are the reason I am alive. I went out looking for your door, trying my best to finally settle the score, hoping you know for sure I'm not going back to the days, paying my way to the locks of your heart. And I know that you know that I go to the door. I went out looking for your door, trying my best to finally settle the score, knowing I've lost before, 'cause I need you more than you know for sure. So I'm reclaiming the years, blocking the fears, taking you back. That's why I'm staying on track. That's why I'm staying on.
Okay, lots of things to play with here. I have to say that right off the bat, I really like the dark style here. Let's hear that again. Yeah, I like the old and dark. I like the dark because using that on the entire mix, exporting that out as a whole and putting that below everything else on a separate track with the volume turned way down and maybe low passed a lot, can make for a great way of adding energy into your final mix. I've used that trick before. It's not that unheard of. So this is a mode or style I could use to do that. I actually like the wow and flutter faders here, used way up, like I told you earlier, will be too much, of course, but in around 40 for the wow and 26-25% for the flutter, it sure reminds me of a lot of old tapes I have, which were recorded back in the day on subpar tape decks, my old parents' tape deck, for instance. And playing those back now will sort of give me the same type of sounds. I like that. The aging and drive, especially the drive, added that type of sound you got from recording Too Hot back in the day.
For your door, trying my best to finally settle the score.
Okay, so the H knob here is mimicking the tape getting worn, and as a result, the high frequencies are lost more and more. So the more you turn up this knob, the more old and worn the tape will sound, getting more and more dull.
Knowing I've lost before, 'cause I need you more.
Ah yes, the compressor here, the more you turn up the comp knob, the more it will act like a limiter trying to limit, automatically set the levels for the music. It reminds me of some of my old vintage decks which had a similar limiter on board. So I did make a preset earlier. Let's go back to that and hear that. Quite the difference when I bypass the effect.
Into your white green eyes, I realize you are the reason I am alive. I went out looking for your door, trying my best to finally settle the score.
I like that the lower frequencies are louder in volume. It smears more, but in a pleasant way, and definitely in a sort of tape wave. Again, pun intended. So I like it. But there is one other way I also use the Tapewave plugin on this track, and that is I'm using it on the second track of vocals here. All of these vocals are mixed down to stems earlier with harmonies and everything, but dry, and I've put effects on them here in this Cubase session. So on my main vocal track here, I have some reverbs from the Glow plugin, again from Wave Alchemy, simulating or emulating the AMS RMX 16. I have that, and I also have a bit of a delay from the El Capistan from Strymon on the vocals here to add some really nice tape echo. But on the second one, on that one, I also have the Tapewave plugin to make a sort of duplicate track with more grit and lo-fi vibes and much more bass heavy below everything else. So let's check them out in isolation.
Trying my best to finally settle the score, knowing I've lost before. 'Cause I need you more than you know for sure.
And that track is also delayed a little bit so they won't phase. This is a trick I use all the time. I duplicate tracks and add some lo-fi type of effects on the second one, lower that in volume, shifts it a little bit in time. That's why I'm using the tape emulator here as well to thicken out my vocals here. To compare this a little, this is a cassette bought new by my grandfather in the late 70s. And he had a stack of these, been played a gazillion times. Let's record the track onto this and play it back and see how it compares to the Tapewave plugin. So let's put in the tape and adjust the recording levels. I will record this slightly hot. And you're listening to the music running through the tape deck now, through the internal electronics. You're not listening to the tape itself. Okay, so that's recorded. Let's rewind the tape and listen to it back. And remember, this is a tape that's been played a gazillion times. It's totally worn out. Let's hear it.
Trying my best to find
Well, don't underestimate the value of hooking up your old cassette deck recording onto tape. It's a lot of fun, it can drive creativity, you get inspired, and yeah, it's a fun thing to do. However, if you're in the DAW all the time, you want a tape saturation plugin that is fun to use and have lots of features, the Tapewave from Wave Alchemy will certainly get you there. Check the video description for more info about the Tapewave plugin. And as always, I'm Espen Kraft. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Cheers.